Hi, I'm Inzhu Abeu, actress from Kazakhstan, and here at the festival I'm representing the film Cricket It's Your Turn, director Olga Korotko, and it is my debut film. Yeah, debut feature film and main role. But basically, no, originally I work in theaters in Almaty.
Okay, so let's start with that. How was the transition from theater to movies?
Should I be looking in the camera or to you?
Camera.
Okay. How was the transition?
Yeah, from theater to movie.
Well, I went to the theater school, and then it's been almost 4 years in theater at that moment, and sometimes we get invited for castings. We did some short films with my friends, or like someone I know, and then they just found me somehow, invited for casting, and that was it. Yeah.
And what would you say is the biggest difference between acting in theater and acting in movies?
The biggest difference in acting, in terms of acting.
Yeah.
The biggest difference is that when you start shooting a movie, you make the final scene, and then you make the middle, and then the final again, and then the beginning. That's probably the biggest difference.
And now, have you decided what do you prefer to do?
What I prefer to do?
Theater or movies?
I'm still curious about everything. Yeah, I'm still discovering acting for myself. So both is interesting. What's good about theater is that you have the instant contact with the audience, and it's live energy. And in film, you've done your job. That's it. The rest is not your power. Editing, you see the final result, and then you're showing the screening the film, and you cannot fix anything anymore. Yeah.
Okay. And tell me a bit about your role in the movie. How would you describe your character, let's say, to someone who doesn't know?
It's a girl, about 26, 25 years old. She is modern. She lives in Almaty. A modern girl. She's a photographer, educated, diligent, very shy. She's shy in many ways, and she is. She doesn't speak much. She is not used to express what she thinks very often, but at the same time she's very opinionated. And when she starts saying what she actually thinks is right, she gets into trouble.
Okay. So as I was watching the movie, would you say I got this feeling that one of the comments, let's say, the director wanted to make is that it's dangerous to be a woman nowadays?
Dangerous to be a woman.
Yeah, do you feel that way?
It's not that. It is dangerous to be a woman very often in our society. It's not that she tried to make it this way, but it's kind of a common situation. Pretty often, not everywhere, but yeah, like even this kind of silence sometimes is like a coping mechanism within the society when you never know what consequences your words will lead. If you don't like something about men behavior, especially if you are the only woman or a girl among a few men that you don't know really well. So, yeah.
Okay. What would you say was the most difficult scene to shoot?
Oh, definitely. The most difficult was the climax. Do I allow spoilers? Okay.
Sure.
Or try to say without that. I mean, when she said, what she said or behaved the way she behaved that made the man really angry about that. And when they decided to do what they did, those scenes, it was difficult, both emotionally and because, sometimes when it comes to projects, sometimes it all just comes together in one moment. Like there was a month of shooting, and also at the same time I had a premiere in a theater, and it was physical theater. So the schedule that I got was crazy because I had like a night of shooting, then a day of premiere with rehearsals, then I went home to sleep, then in the morning again rehearsals and the premiere, and then in the night we had the shooting again. So it was very challenging in terms of physical, emotional, everything together.
How about the violent scenes? Were they difficult for you?
Well, by the moment that we were doing those scenes, we already became, like, I knew some of the actors from before, and by that moment we already became friends during the shootings. So it was nice. Like they tried to make it as comfortable and as maybe. They tried to make it so that we would get the best that we could. So in terms of partnership with the other actors, I really enjoy the work throughout the whole shooting. So in this sense, it was a good experience. Yeah.
And in general, what drew you in this particular part? What did you like about it, and you decided to play it?
The first meeting with the director, when I had to say my monologue on camera, so I did the thing, and then she started telling me about the idea, how she got the idea, and it was something that I've been thinking about. It's been something that I've been discussing with other people in that period of time. So I think the topic itself is something that really got me, and the way the director was telling about this. It's like when the beauty is being very often in the society, the beauty is being considered as something, as a sin even. Yeah, it's something that you should hide. It's something that you're not should be showing off. Sometimes it might be dangerous. Sometimes it might be like you're not taken seriously if you're beautiful and things like this. So the idea that there is even, it's a thing too hard to translate, but there is a word for saying am I allowed to swear?
Please.
There is this a word in Kazakh or like Turkic which means bitch, and it's Kazakh, and it's offensive way of calling a woman. But in fact, if you look at the word itself, you might, like, I'm not a philologist, but it might be interpreted as kan shuk. It's like kan is blood, and shuk is like it's full of blood. So it means you're healthy, you're strong, you're passionate. So the origin of the word actually, which is very offensive, but the origin is very powerful and strong. Because you say red, like the blood, and red is like the beauty. A lot of words, like even in Russia, the word beauty comes from like red color, right? So it's just different perspective of looking at it, at beauty, and how you deal with it, and whether you should be hiding it or be proud of it, or how should you or should not behave in the society sometimes. Yeah, or maybe it could be different.
And more generally, let's say, okay, you act in theater most, but what do you look for in the parts that you pick to play? Is there something that makes a difference for you?
Yeah, I often go for a topic.
Uh-huh.
It really, like, when the topic really touches me, I'm really into it. Like, and for the roles, it's different. I like to have challenges. I like to take challenges, play something completely different that I haven't done before. I like when there is an opportunity to, some physicality in terms of maybe sports or some tricks. Like, I love doing that, or when there is dancing involved. Yeah, but basically I look for diversity also, and in the first place, it's the topic of the whole project. Yeah.
Okay. And in the movie, you have a favorite scene?
Favorite scene. A favorite scene. What comes in my mind is, like, in the end, like, there is this compilation of the reality, like something that's going on in reality, and then the white room where she's imagining things, and then in the end, when she, like, after all that happened, and she's back at the house, and the guys are there, and she's going to speak with them. And then this is the moment when these two realities kind of mix together. So it's a bit absurd. So she goes to speak with them, and she goes on stage, and it's like starting a speech, like official speech. Yeah, I like that moment.
Okay, okay. And the film traveled a bit, like you were in Elguna, you're now in Bishkek. So how is the reaction of the audience so far?
It was very well accepted in Locarno. It was the cinema was packed. There were a lot of people. There were a lot of questions. So it was very well received there. In Elguna, there were quite a few people, I think. Yeah, but I always got some nice reviews from there. And also, I think that as the culture is so different there, so for them it was also interesting, like intriguing what it is like. And also, what I love about our film is that it's showing the life of the people, like people in the city, because very often, like, Kazakh films are shot somewhere in the nature or in the steppe, or some maybe countryside areas, just quite often, And I like that this is in the city about the guys like me of almost the same age, that yeah, so I was very nervous when I was really nervous when there was the Central Asian premiere here, because I was so curious about how people would react to the film.
And okay, I guess this is your first feature, but what is your opinion of the Kazakh movie industry, let's say? Does it make sense being in it right now? I don't know.
Doesn't make sense being in film at all. Does it make sense?
Let's say financially.
Financially?
Yeah.
It's never stable. I don't know. I mean, film definitely has more money than theater, but it's still not stable. Especially as an actor, you're like in the passive position of waiting for that call, going for castings, and then never knowing what's going on. So, no, I always have my backup plans, just in case, because you have to, you have your life, and also when you get to the shooting, I like to do it out of a resource, like fulfilled, just having my life together as much as I can. Yeah.
Okay. And last question, I guess, future projects, what will you be working on next? More movies, more theater?
Definitely theater. I did last year. I did my 3 independent projects. One that I did by myself, where I'm actress, director, producer. and I'm the only one on the stage. It's a documentary play. We did, like, I also was a producer of the theater project for the first time with 3 of my colleagues and other actresses from theater that we studied together with. And I also act in the play. We also have another 4 men actors. And we have that play going to show it soon in July in Kazakhstan. So it's definitely going to be some theater projects. And for film, there is a short film in discussion. It was supposed to be shot in the end of May, but it was postponed to autumn. And then there is another feature film also in Almaty, which is also like postponing a bit, but it's discussing with the director the script. So there are some things coming. Mm-hmm. Maybe something else.
Okay, good. Well, I guess that's it.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Cool.